Welcome to Picture Healer channel. Today we are going to talk about how you can use 3 coins to consult I Ching. There are many different ways of consulting I Ching to answer your own questions. One way of starting an I Ching divination is by throwing coins. It might seem mysterious and complicated, but the basic step is actually very simple, and everybody can throw coins and come up with an I Ching hexagram. Today I'm just going to focus on the 3 coins method for I Ching divination. You can use any types of coins. It doesn't have to be the ancient coin or the Chinese coin. You can use any local currency you are using. In America, the quarter is a good size, and you will need 3 of them. Some people use 6 coins or different numbers, but most people use 3 coins traditionally. So as we know, the I Ching comes from the Bagua, and the Bagua is 8 trigrams. Here is the picture of the 8 symbols. We have Qian, the heaven, Kan, the water, Gen, the mountain, Zhen, the thunder, Xuan, the wind, Li, fire, Kun, the earth, and the Dui, the lake. And each of the gua consists of the 3 lines. The solid line means the yang energy, and the broken line means the yin energy. So when we look at the coin, the head is a positive or yang, and the tail is a negative or the yin. So it doesn't matter what kind of coin you are using, there will be a yang side and a yin side. The Bagua can be related to many different things. Besides the image of earth, fire, lake, heaven, water, mountain, and wind, it also relates to directions. The water is related to the north and the fire is related to the south. They are also related to numbers and also family members, such as mother, that's the Kun or the southwest. And the Qian is related to father or the northwest. So if we can find out the I Ching hexagram, we can refer to books or internet and find out the meaning of the hexagram. The interpretation of the I Ching hexagram can be very complicated, but it can also be very straightforward. Depends on your question and your situation and the way you ask your questions. Even with the same hexagram number, the interpretation will be different. So how do we do the 3-coined I Ching consultation? Here we can see 4 different combinations from the 3 coins. On the right side, I have the combinations. The first one has 3 heads or 3 positive, and the second one is 3 negative or 3 tails. And the third one is 2 positive, 1 negative, and the fourth one is 1 positive and 2 negatives. So how do we interpret those combinations? The first one, when it's 3 heads, you can mark the symbol with a line and a circle in the center. That means the older yang or greater yang. The second combination is all negative or all tails. If you have 3 tails, you can mark a broken line, the symbol of the yin, and add a cross on the top. That means the older yin or greater yin. The third combination has 2 heads and 1 tail. It's called the lesser yang, and the symbol is a broken line, so it's representing the yin. The last combination is 1 head and 2 tails. The symbol is a solid line, so it's a yang symbol. So only the first 2, the older yang and the older yin, has a special mark, and that means those are changing lines. When there's too much yang, it will change to yin. So the older yang will change into the broken line, and the older yin will change to a solid line. So the yin becomes yang and yang becomes the yin. And for the third and the fourth combination, there's no change. The lines stay the same. Here is the example. We can look at the left side. We always start from the bottom line. I have another video about I Ching divination, and they also talk about how to prepare to ask questions. And the most important thing is to concentrate and think about your question. Maybe you need to meditate or pray first. Once your mind is ready, you can start throwing coins. First, you throw the 3 coins and you come up with a combination. You can record the result in the bottom line. It's either yin or yang, or the older yin or the older yang. And you can throw the 3 coins again and come with the second combination, either yin or yang, or the older yin or the older yang. And we just keep repeating that 6 times, so we come up with 6 lines. Some of them will have changing lines. Sometimes none of them will be changing lines. It really depends, and that's fine too. So in this example, I have yin in the bottom. That's the first yao. And then the second one is also yin, but it's a changing line. So we mark that down and then continue. The third one is a yang. The fourth one is an yin. Fifth one is an yin, but it's a changing line. And the last one on the top is a yang, but also a changing line. Now we have a hexagram. We can check the book or check the internet, and you can see this is number 52, mountain. And because we have some changing lines, so we will reverse the yin and yang on the number 2, number 5, and number 6 lines. So after the changing line, the yin becomes yang and yang becomes yin. It becomes the one on the right. That's hexagram number 48, correcting or decay. The first hexagram indicates your current situation. And the second hexagram, the one that's after the changing lines, is your future outcome. So that's the direction you can interpret those 2 hexagrams. The 3 coins method is an easy way to get started on I Ching interpretation. The more we learn and the more we practice, we can answer questions more accurately. Most I Ching scholars or fortune tellers read a lot of different books because there's no one perfect book that can cover everything. The original I Ching book is like poetry from a long time ago. So in many different dynasties, different scholars will try to interpret it their way. So there will be many different variations. But the basic idea is still the same. And I think it's a nice skill to have. If you have access to different I Ching books, you can start reading them and try to answer your own questions. And by practice, you can understand the I Ching better. And it gives you a perspective, if nothing else, because the I Ching is also considered a philosophy book. But for the fortune-telling part, there's a lot more to it. There's 6 kings, or the 6 relatives, and the 6 spirit animals. And it's similar to the 5 elements. They have a relationship, and they have a controlling cycle. Depends on the question you like to answer. Different animals or different family members can represent different part of your situation, and you can get a more accurate answer that way. I hope you find this video useful. Thank you for watching today. See you next time.